What's up guys, my name is Ace, and welcome back to another gun guide. This is the series where I go into great detail with all of the stats as well as some excellent attachment combinations for every gun in Black Ops 6. And in today's episode, we're moving on to the brand new assault rifle that was added with Season 2. This is the Cypher 91. And starting it off as always, let's have a look at our damage profile, and with this gun, it's going to be a 4 to 5 shot kill. However, if you can mix 2 headshots in with body shots at any range, it will reduce the number of shots to kill, so you have that potential to get a 3-shot kill. Or to make that even easier, if you use the CHF barrel, this boosts our headshot damage multiplier to the point where we only need 1 headshot to help. So that means up close, all you have to do is hit 2 shots to the body, 1 shot to the head, and you've got yourself a 3-shot kill. As for our rate of fire, this is the slowest in the assault rifle category for a full auto at least, at 561 rounds per minute. And what this means is, unfortunately, our time to kill potential isn't very good. With a 4-shot kill, we're killing in 321 milliseconds. It's not the slowest killing assault rifle, but it's definitely up there when it comes to time to kill. Unless, of course, we manage to get a 3-shot kill with those headshots mixed in. In this case, we're going to be killing in 214 milliseconds. Now, alternatively, we could use rapid fire, which boosts our rate of fire up to 600 rounds per minute, which will then equal the Model L's base rate of fire. And what this means is we're now killing in 300 milliseconds with that 4-shot kill, and that's more around the realm of average for an assault rifle up close. So just looking at the raw power of this gun, it's really not great for the assault rifle category. However, one area where this does excel quite a bit is with our range. We actually have the best maximum damage range in the assault rifle category at 47 meters, so that's our 4-shot kill potential, and that's great. And our bullet velocity is also the best in the assault rifle category at 810 meters per second. And this means our hit scan range is actually just over 40 meters, which is very impressive. However, of course, we could boost that by 40% with the gain twist barrel. That's a really nice boost. Or we could get a 40% boost to our damage range, which in my eyes is very overkill for multiplayer at least. That'll give us a 4-shot kill range of over 65 meters, and that means essentially every realistic gunfight you'll find in this game will be a 4-shot kill. Or you could split the difference and use reinforced barrel, which will boost both your range and your bullet velocity values by 20%. Alternatively, if you go the rapid fire route, this will be reducing our range and velocity values by 10%, which is pretty standard for an assault rifle in this game. And now let's have a look at hardcore game modes, and with this gun, it will be a 1-shot kill anywhere in the body at any range, as long as you're not shooting through something in hardcore. As for Hipfire, this is yet another area where this gun really excels for an assault rifle. We have the best Hipfire spread out of any of the assault rifles at 3 degrees for our minimum spread. And that's actually better than average even for SMGs in this game, so very impressive Hipfire stats, although with the slow rate of fire, it does limit your potential in Hipfire. After that though, let's get into our recoil, and the recoil pattern on this is fairly straightforward and predictable. It starts off kicking upward with a bit of a lean to the right, and then after about 12 or so shots, it starts cutting to the left a little bit. In general, it's pretty easy to manage and control. Then, of course, if you use the CHF barrel, this will pretty massively increase the amount of recoil you experience. However, I still consider it to be a very good attachment on this gun for that reasonably consistent 3-shot kill potential. Or the other alternative here is rapid fire. This will also be increasing our recoil, but as per usual, not as much as the CHF barrel does. After that, diving into our handling stats, these are also pretty impressive for an assault rifle. Our aim down sight time is just 235 milliseconds, which is noticeably better than average. And it's a similar story with our sprint to fire time. It's just 165 milliseconds, which is quite impressive for an assault rifle. Additionally, our slide to fire and dive to fire times are better than average for assault rifles, and these are usually just standard values, but this is a little bit faster at 350 milliseconds and 430 milliseconds respectively. Next, let's have a look at our reload time, and this is pretty decent for an assault rifle at 1.52 seconds. It's not amazing by any means, but it's definitely better than average. And we have a base magazine capacity at 30 rounds, which is more than enough in my opinion with this gun, since it does fire quite slowly. You're not going to be burning through those mags really quickly. However, of course, if you wanted to speed that up, you could go with the flip mag or the fast mag attachments, which will harm your magazine capacity. Or if you really feel the need, you could go for the extended mag 1 or 2 attachments, which will increase your capacity, but slow your reload time down. Like I said, generally, I feel like the base magazine is just fine, and I don't really feel the need to use extended mags on this. And then finally, for the stats of this gun, let's get into our movement speed stats, and this is yet another area where this gun excels. It turns out it's actually the fastest, or at least tied with the fastest in the assault rifle category for every single one of these movement speed values, so you can get around the map quite quickly for an assault rifle with this, and you can also strafe in gunfights pretty well. And with all of that out of the way, we can finally move into some excellent attachment combinations I put together for you guys, and the first one I wanted to share is my balanced stealth build. Now with this gun, unfortunately, I don't love the iron sights on it. So with this build, I'm using the Kepler Microflex Optic, the suppressor to stay off the radar, of course, the ergonomic grip to help with aim down sight time, slide to fire time, and dive to fire time, We've got the infiltrator stock on there to really take full advantage of that faster aim-walking movement speed, so we can strafe in gunfights very, very effectively. And then finally, I topped this off with recoil springs just to make it a slightly more accurate version of the gun. And as we can see here, the recoil is very manageable, super controllable, definitely a bit better than the base. And this allows us to really take advantage of that extra range that this gun has over the other assault rifles. And overall, like the title of this build suggests, it's just a nice balanced way to use this build while staying off the radar and being reasonably aggressive. As for the next one, I wanted to share my Gunfighter build, which is also my headshot build. So with this, we're once again using the Kepler Microflex optic. We've got the compensator on this to help compensate for the increased recoil we get with the CHF barrel. That is a key with this build. Just a reminder, this means all you have to do to get a 3-shot kill is hit 2 shots to the body and 1 shot to the head in that really impressive maximum damage range. So it's excellent for getting headshots. We've got the Ranger foregrip on there, which helps a bit with horizontal recoil, but it also helps us sprint around the map incredibly quickly for an assault rifle. We're actually going to be getting around the map much faster than a base SMG in this game will. We're using extended mag 1 on this, largely because I just had that extra attachment slot, so I thought you might as well throw it on, even though I don't think it's necessary. And then finally, we once again have the ergonomic grip, the infiltrator stock, and the recoil springs here. And this makes for a reasonably accurate gun, especially considering the fact that we have the CHF barrel on there, which massively increases recoil. Like I said, we can get around the map very, very quickly with this, and we can still be quite aggressive, while actually having a very competitive time to kill as long as we're landing that shot to the head. And then finally, this leaves us with my rapid fire build, which I think is quite a good attachment for this gun, simply because the big downside to using this is that slow time to kill potential, and rapid fire will at least bring that more around the realm of average at 300 milliseconds. Outside of that rapid fire attachment, we're also using the suppressor so we can stay off the radar, flank our enemies a little bit, and to help with that, we're once again using the Ranger foregrip for the really impressive sprint and tactical sprint speeds. And then, just like the previous 2 builds, we're once again using the ergonomic grip combined with the infiltrator stock so we can snap on a target quickly and we can strafe really effectively in gunfights. Now with this one, since we are using rapid fire and nothing really to compensate for vertical recoil, we are going to see a fairly high magnitude of vertical recoil. And as a result, I'm typically not trying to stretch my ranges out very far with this build. I'm trying to get more up close and personal and flank my enemies. And if you do that, you can actually treat this sort of like an SMG assault rifle hybrid, but unfortunately with the downside that you're not going to be killing as fast as an SMG up close, even with that rapid fire attachment on there. And with that, that's going to wrap it up today's gun guide on the Cypher 91. As for my thoughts on this gun, I'm personally not a big fan of it. It's okay, I've managed to find some success with it, it's very usable. I just find that it's very lackluster in the raw power department. The time to kill does feel painfully slow, combined with the fact that with a really slow fire rate, if you miss a shot, your time to kill is so ridiculously slow that you just can't compete with anything. And even though it has a great range profile, it has excellent handling and mobility, and I do like those elements of it, I just find that when it comes to actually getting into gunfights and winning them, it's just not as good as most of the other assault rifles in the game in those 1v1 scenarios. Now, of course, those are just my thoughts, and I'd love to hear what you guys think about this gun in those comments down below. And if you missed any of the previous gun guides, including the PPS H41, I will leave a link to the playlist in the description of the video. If you enjoyed this one, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.